This is my second blog of Confessions of a Public Speaker. This week we read chapters 6, 7, and 10. Chapter 6 highlights. Longer you talk, the less people can really pay attention to you, which I thought kind of how we explained what your body does during a lecture, and it kind of slows down and your heartbeat slows down and you become almost more relaxed, which is why a lot of people after 15-30 minutes aren't retaining as much. Getting people in your pace, so essentially slowing down as the presenter, really helps allow people to pick out what you're doing or what you're saying and retain that. And that's pretty much for chapter 6, my takeaways from it. Chapter 7 highlights. Talking on TV is a lot different than talking in person, which I completely understand. Even for these videos, it's a little bit different because you're worried about lighting and you're worried about the sound system, and there's just a different group of problems than in public speaking, where you're more about how your body language is presented and how the room's set up and things like that. And then the other major takeaway I got from chapter 7 was that we always are performing, even if it's to make our friend laugh or to introduce each other to other people. I thought it was very important to note that we all perform, but we all have this giant fear of public speaking. Chapter 10 highlights. The biggest three for me, this was the confessions part in the book, which there were many confessions, but the biggest three for me was watch the same lecture twice. If you, after the second time, you kind of hear the material, and second, you're more attentive towards what they actually communicate with their body language and how they actually present the information. The second one was, the biggest one for me was the presenters see everything, or they should be able to. And I thought that was interesting because they have a lot more feedback than I realized. They get a lot more feedback from the audience than I ever expected, because it's less than just the nodding. It's more how the eyes move and how their body language is saying, things like that. The third biggest thing for me on the confessions of chapter 10 were making connections is important. If people cannot connect to what you're saying, then why are they there? It's completely true. I wouldn't go to a lecture about something I'm not interested to if I can't make a connection, even a small connection, which is just completely important. We need to move away, or at least in our class we're trying to move away from the presenter-based speaking to an audience-based speaking, which really focuses on how the audience perceives what you're saying and what you're doing versus what you're actually trying to say, because that's completely different. Chapters 6, 7, and 10 were very informative, and I just wanted to talk about the major points in those chapters because there's a lot of material, and I only have a limited amount of time. And thank you for watching.